tired. I just stared at my computer screen. I was just waiting to go live. I'm just waiting. Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I'm really groggy. Really groggy. Maybe get a little bit bothered. Oh my god, I couldn't stay up for my stream last night, and I felt so bad about it. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to stay up for this. I'm really not going to be able to. And then I postponed the stream, and I was thinking, wow, that feels bad. That feels awful. That feels pretty bad. Yeah, my sleep schedule is pretty freaking... It's out there, isn't it? Pretty bad. Tokage, thank you for the €5. Hey, hi there. Hi there. Yeah, I did have a New Year's resolution to stream more consistently, but I feel like I should have made the resolution be like have a more consistent sleep schedule instead, because most of the times that I don't stream, it's not because like I'm thinking, it's more like, holy crap, I'm not gonna stay up for this, like, or I made the mistake of like trying to take a nap 1 hour before stream. That doesn't work out. It never does. Okay. Are you ready? Ready? Alright. So, I asked for your recommendations on what to read. Right? I asked for it on Twitter and on Discord, but I only received recommendation on Twitter. So, we're going to read those. Alright, let's see if this works. Hiya! Here we go. Are we ready? Not good music. Do you have any spooky, scary music? What happened? I don't want that. Go back. Ah! Okay. If you click like over here, I cropped it so you can't see, but if you click like right here, you see my mouse. If you click right there, it goes back to the general. What was I gonna do? Spooky, scary music? Do we need music? It's kind of awkward without spooky, scary music. Ambient sound? Like rain sounds? Rain sounds. Capitalism ho! Ah, thank you! How about 10 hours rain? How about rainy mood? Okay. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Is it okay in comparison to my voice? Should we play the Minecraft cave noises? Are you ready? Give myself reverb? Reborb? I don't have reborb. Greetings from Russia. Hello. Hello, welcome. Okay. Let's begin. No, I don't have an echo. I don't know how to add those kinds of things. I'll just read, okay? So the title of this one is I'm a 911 operator. If you guys don't know, 911 is like the emergency number that you call in America. Right? It's only America. I don't know if it's any other country. But anyway, in America, just had the most terrifying call. 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, hi, this is going to sound kind of strange, but there's a man. Ah! Hold on. There's a man. Hold on. Where's my thing? Ah, there we go. Get my thing. Okay. Where was I? There's a man stumbling around in circles in my front yard. Could you repeat that, sir? He looks sick, or lost, or drunk, or something. I just woke up to get a glass of water and heard snow crunching around underneath my front window, so I peeked out. Gone. He scared me. Thank you. I'm looking at him now. He's about 10 yards away from my window. Something's not right. What's your address, sir? 1617 Quarry Lane in Pinella Pass? Okay. I'm going to send a squad car your way, but that's quite a ways out. Are you alone in your house, sir? Yes, I'm alone. Can you confirm that all of your doors and windows are locked? Stay on the phone with me. I know that my front is definitely locked, but I'll go back to check my back door again really quick. ... I appreciate your help, by the way. I know this is kind of strange, but I really hope that... ... Sir, are you still there? He's still in the yard. What's a yard? But he's... What the frick? He's upside down. Sir, stay on with me. What is happening? He's staring right at me, but he's standing on his hands now. He's doing a handstand. He's perfectly still, staring straight at me. He is doing a handstand. He's doing a handstand. He's smiling at me, and he's not moving. Can you imagine? That would be so creepy, though. That would be so creepy. He's doing a handstand, sir? I don't know how he... Yeah, he's facing me and standing on his hands, and he's got this huge smile, and he's perfectly still. What the frick? Please get someone out here now. Sir, I need you to remain calm. He's a handstand in the snow, I know. I put out the call, and an officer is on the way. His teeth are so huge. Wow. His teeth must really be huge if you can see it from the window. What the frick? Please help me. Sir, I want you to try and keep an eye on him, but make sure your back door is locked again. We need to make sure all possible access points are secured. Can you talk to me through and confirm that your back door is locked? Oh, Grandma, what the big teeth you have. Okay, I'm walking backwards now and keeping him in my sight. My hand is on the back doorknob now. It's locked. I need to check the deadbolts, so I'm going to take my eyes off him for a split second. Don't do that! No, do that! No, do that! Alright, sir. Help is on the way. Just stay on the phone with me. Everything's going to be alright. Sir? Sir, are you still there? His face, it's up against the glass. It's up against the glass. Sir, I need you to speak up. What is happening? I looked away for a split second, and now his face, it's pressed up against my window. His teeth are huge, and he's still smiling. Yeah, he's looking in the glass. There's no color in his eyes. Jesus, please help me. Why won't it freaking move? Sir, I need you to go to the nearest room and lock yourself inside of it. Do you have a basement or a bedroom you can lock yourself in? He won't stop staring. He's going to hurt me. Sir. Sir, I need you to listen to me. Lock yourself somewhere safe until an officer arrives at your house. Can you hear me? Yes, I'm going to lock myself in my room. And you're positive that you're alone in your house, correct? Yes, I'm alone in the house. No, you're not. Wait a moment. He's moving. He's shaking his head. He's telling me no, he can hear us. He's telling me I'm not alone. I told you. I'm the man outside your window. No, it's not the secret word. Sir, are you still there? I heard a loud noise. Is everything alright? Sir? He's done. The big man got him. Wow. Uh-oh. That one was okay. You know? Gong. They didn't even like indicate there was a loud noise. Oh, he was supposed to be the operator. 911. Meh. I got a lot of people asking me to read the Russian sleep experiment. Gong. Is that one long? There's part 2? Oh. Huh? Urgent update. Ah! Okay. That's not that. Okay. This one, the title is Urgent Update. I'm a 911 operator that took the terrifying call. Just got a copy of an very unsettling police report from the incident. This is very urgent, so I'll get right to it. Get out of my throat. Freaking air. I pulled some strings with my colleagues in the department, and I was able to obtain a copy of the police report that the officer filed in regard to the call 2 weeks ago. I've got to be extremely careful about covering up the officer's personal information. The investigation is ongoing, and there's been some weird stuff happening. You'll see what I mean below. The police and news departments are in a frenzy trying to keep the details quiet for now, and there is a palpable feeling of an uneasiness circulating around town. If my bosses find out that I'm posting this all here, I lose my job. So be it. This is the only official statement being released to the public tomorrow morning. Ashland Police Department advises all homes and businesses within 5 miles of 1617 Quarry Lane, Pinella Pass to secure all doors and windows by any extra security measures available, effective immediately. A curfew is in effect for all citizens in the city of Ashland. All persons found on the streets after sundown will be held in question in regard to suspicious cult activity. A police barrier has been placed around the perimeter of the quarry in northwest Ashland. No one is to enter the restricted zone until further notice. Any and all persons found attempting to enter this restricted zone will be subdued on sight. Officers have been ordered to use force at their own discretion. There will be no exceptions. None. Can I be your sleep paralysis demon? No. I have to sleep too, you know. And here's a transcript of the actual police report filed by the officer that arrived on scene. I don't know how my friend got a copy of this. Honestly, I don't want to know. I do have water. Begin report. No, you're not allowed to read it before me. No! Okay. Officer number redacted approached the premises of 1617 Pinella Pass at 4:37 a.m. on February 9th, 2015 in response to a 911 dispatch report of a suspicious person. The officer immediately noted that there were no lights on in the house and there was no response after the officer repeatedly knocked on the door while identifying himself. Officer number redacted then noticed a series of erratic footprints and handprints in the snow leading up to the home's bay window. Officer number redacted noted no evidence of forced entry into the home through the bay window. Upon examining the rear of the house, officer noted another set of footprints originating from the edge of the quarry approximately 20 yards from the house and leading directly towards the back of the house. The prints were spaced extraordinarily far apart, indicating that this individual was able to cover an immense amount of ground in relatively few strides. The officer then noted a series of marks, presumed to be hand and footprints, leading directly up the aluminum siding of the house and ending immediately under an attic window on the 3rd floor. He was crawling in the house? He was crawling in the house? The officer noted that the attic window appeared to be broken into from the outside. There were no ladders or cables visible from which could be assisted in the invader in reaching the third-story window. What the heck? Author's note. On the copy of the report that I have, the sergeant of a police department circled the section and wrote in the margin, "What the heck? Investigation and verification needed immediately." Upon completion of the officer's survey and his inability to enter the house without a lawful warrant, officer began driving away in the squad car at approximately 4:43 a.m. as he was calling the station to report his findings. He claims to have witnessed several pale, smiling faces appear in every window of the house, each wearing an expression of what he later described as eager and amused curiosity. End report. As I said, the city issued curfews and information about the restricted zones will be announced tomorrow. But I thought I would alert everyone here first. As far as I know, the exact details of the report are being held in confidentiality because, as you can see, there are some unsettling things surrounding this entire incident. Author's note. As I was uploading all this information, another co-worker friend of mine from the emergency dispatch staff called me to inform that the officer that was called to the scene has gone missing. You will definitely hear about that tomorrow if you live anywhere near the area. Police units from nearby counties are being brought in to assist with the search. I say this as a dispatcher. Please take these ordinances seriously and report any suspicious findings to the authorities. According to my friend, the officer's wife was as the last person to have seen him. Apparently he was leaving their home. He muttered something about wanting to check that house again. Bum bum. It's done. What do you guys think? I think it got better. It got better after the second part, I think. Yeah, first part, it was okay. The second part got better. No, is it true though? Yeah, yes, it's totally true. No, it's not true. How about the rake? Here we go, we have the lake. There's also on the creepypasta wiki you have Among Us. Okay. Okay. This one is called the Rake. During the summer of 2003, events in the northeastern United States involving a strange, human-like creature sparked brief local media interest before an apparent blackout was enacted. Little or no information was left intact, as most online and written accounts of the creature were mysteriously destroyed. Primarily focused in rural New York State and once found in Idaho, self-proclaimed witnesses told stories of their encounters with a creature of unknown origin. Emotions range from extremely traumatic levels of fright and discomfort to an almost childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity. While their published versions are no longer on record, the memories remained powerful. Several of the involved parties began looking for answers that year. In early 2006, the collaboration has accumulated nearly 24 documents dating between the 12th century and present day, spanning 4 continents. In almost all cases, the stories were identical. I've been in contact with a member of the group and was able to get some excerpts from their upcoming book. Creepy voice? I don't know how to I don't know how to do creepy voice. I don't know. Smoke a pack of cigarettes. No. A suicide note, 1664. My dog's barking. Can you hear my dog? Bark, 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 bark. Okay, suicide note, 1964. What is she barking at? She's probably barking at the other dog. She's not very friendly towards dogs, so she likes to bark at my sister's dog that she brought over. She doesn't like them. Dog's name? Call her Nikki. Nikki Nana. Oh, Nana. That's her name. Nikki. Okay. As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to
assuage.
Assuage. To assuage any guilt or pain I have introduced to this act. It is not the fault of any other than him. For once I awoke and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form. Once again I awoke and heard his voice, and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye. Found in the same wooden box were 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and 1 loose personal letter with no envelope. Dearest Lenny, I prayed for you. He spoke your name. A journal entry translated from Spanish, 1880. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand, I will not sleep. His voice, unintelligible text. Mariner's log, 1691. He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the rake. Oh, mariner. A mariner. From a witness, 2006. 3 years ago, I had just returned from a trip for Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July. We were all very exhausted after a long day of driving, so my husband and I put the kids straight to bed and called it a night. At about 4 a.m., I woke up thinking my husband had gotten up to use the restroom. Sorry, I just ate. I used the moment to steal back the sheets, only to wake him in the process. I apologized and told him that I thought he got out of bed. When he turned to face me, he gasped and pulled his feet up from the end of the bed so quickly, his knee almost knocked me off of the bed. He then grabbed me and said nothing. After adjusting to the dark for half a second, I was able to see what caused this strange reaction. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, there was what appeared to be a naked man, or a large hairless dog of some sort. Its position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it was hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it, but more concerned as its condition. Why did the rain get louder? What was it? At this point, I was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. My husband was peering over his arm and knee, tucked into a fetal position, occasionally glancing at me before returning to the creature. In a flurry of motion, the creature scrambled around the side of the bed, and then quickly crawled quickly in a flailing sort of
Welcome to
motion,
Flea.
right along the bed until it was less than a foot away from my husband's face. The creature was completely silent for about 30 seconds, or probably closer to 5. It just seemed like a while, just looking at my husband. The creature then placed its hand on his knee and ran into the hallway leading to the kids' rooms. I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop him before he hurt my children. When I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching and hunched over about 20 feet away. He turned around and looked directly at me, covered in blood. I flipped the switch on the wall and saw my daughter, Clara. The creature ran down the stairs while my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was badly injured and spoke only once more in her short life. She said, "He is the rake." My husband drove his car into a lake that night while rushing our daughter to the hospital. They did not survive. Being a small town, news got around pretty quickly. The police were helpful at first, and the local newspaper took a lot of interest as well. However, the story was never published, and the local television news never followed up either. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel room near my parents' house. After we decided to return home, I began looking for answers myself. I eventually located a man in the next town over who had a similar story. We got in contact and began talking about our experiences. He knew of 2 other people in New York who had seen that creature we now referred to as the rake. It took the 4 of us about 2 solid years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we believed to be the accounts of the rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature in its first 3 pages and never mentioned it again. A ship's log explained nothing of the encounter, saying only that we were told to leave by the rake. That was the last entry in the log. There were, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of the series of visits with the same person. Multiple people also mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. This led us to wonder if the rake had visited any of us before our last encounter. I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night, every night, for 2 weeks. I would tediously scan through the sounds of me rolling around in my bed every night when I woke up. By the end of the 2nd week, I was quite used to the occasional sound of sleep while blurring through the recording at 8 times the normal speed. This took about an hour every day. On the first day of the 3rd week, I thought I heard something different. When I found it was a shrill voice. It was the rake. I can't listen to it long enough to even begin to transcribe it. I haven't let anyone know about it. All I know is that I've heard it before, and I now believe that it spoke when I was sitting in front of my husband. I don't remember hearing anything at the time, but for some reason, the voice on the recorder immediately brings me back to that moment. The thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head makes me very upset. I have not seen the rake since he ruined my life, but I know that he's been in my room while I slept. I know and fear that one night I'll wake up and see him staring at me. Ah! Over! It's over. Okay, what's next? Ah, Dolly's pretty good. What do you think? Here, Brian? I have to hiccup. The short and concise ones are better, you think? I think the rake is actually pretty, famous, isn't it? The rake. You hear about it, all the time. Welcome to Flea. Welcome, thank you. I haven't seen the creepypastas on YouTube because I don't like scary stuff, so I avoid them. I wish people would link me to stuff. the rake. It like the description of it reminds me of Shy Guy from SCP. A Wendigo! Yeah, that's what it seems like, right? What should we read next? 096. What do we read next? What about a Russian experiment? Was it real? Where do we read it? Experiment. It's really long. I don't want to read one that's super long. I want to read ones that are like shorter. Okay, let's go. Here, we're gonna go. I don't know how you receive this message, but you need to wake up. Go top of all time. Huh? Huh? What? I don't want to read that one. I thought it was on the wrong subreddit. I was like, what? What? Okay, now I'm curious. Now I'm morbidly curious. How long is it? It's not that long. I guess it's at the top for a reason. I guess people really like this sort of thing, huh? Let me skim through this. Alright, so it stops being really suggestive in the beginning. What do you guys think? Yes or no? I'll let you guys decide. Yes or no? No, no, no? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Alright, I see most people just like, you know, yes. Alright. Alright. Alright, okay. The title is My Sugar Daddy Asks Me for Weird Favors. Where is Babby come from? His Tinder profile said he was 45, but he looked to be in his early 30s at most. Looking for a sugar baby. 700 weekly. No sex. It sounded too good to be true, but as a broke university student, I was willing to take my chances. I swiped right, and Tinder let me know as a match. His message came seconds later. Hey there, sweetheart, smiley. I cringed at that word. I hated it, but $700 is $700, so I sucked it up and replied, Hey, Winky. His name was Jack, and he told me he owned his own business, although he never specified what kind of business it was. Hey, Winky. Winky. We talked for a while before he asked me for my Venmo and to send me the first payment. After a few minutes, I got the notification. I stared at the 700 for at least 20 minutes, expecting to wake up from a dream at any second, but it wasn't a dream. You still there? I clicked on the message. Yeah, sorry. If you don't mind me asking, what are you looking for in return? I stared at the chat until he replied. I'm just looking for you to do a few favors for me, Smiley. It sounded like it was going to be sexual to me. Like what? For example, the first thing I need you to do is pick up a delivery for me. That sounded innocent enough, but I was still expecting to be some kind of twist. $700 to pick up a package. Come on, even I wasn't that naive. From the post office or something? No. I'll send you the address, but I'd rather not do this through Tinder. You got Kick, or you can give me your number. Kick? What is this, 2011? Wow, you go girl. When was this posted? It was posted 1 year ago. It was like 2020. Wow. Pogglers. I decided to give him my number instead, and he texted me the address immediately, followed by the address to his house where I would drop off the package. I'm not home right now, but there's a key on the bottom of the blue flower pot near the door. Go inside and put the package on the coffee table in the room. Make sure you lock the door when you go inside the house and then lock it again when you leave. I grabbed my car keys and wallet and got into my car, putting the address into Google Maps. I'm pretty sure it's like a monster in like the house or something, and like the package is like something you gotta feed to the monster. Anyway, got it, on my way. My phone buzzed as I backed out of my driveway. I'm serious. Lock the door both times. Please. I have to pee. So what he said, lock the door when you go inside the house. Lock again when you leave. Okay, let's see if they'll remember. I thought this was a little excessive, but I promised him that I would. The house looked abandoned. It looked like a broken chain link fence around it with a small door that was hanging onto dear life. It stuck out like a sore thumb, surrounded by houses that were a lot nicer than this one in comparison. You here for Jack's crap? I looked up to see a man standing in the open doorway of the house. He took up almost the entire space, his head skimming the top of the doorframe. He was huge, in height and muscles, and his entire torso was covered in tattoos. Yeah, I guess. I applied, not moving from my spot on the sidewalk. Stay right there, he said. I did. Oh, if you're new, welcome. Welcome. I did. I actually don't think I would have moved if he had asked me to. I looked around and realized that there was no one else on this street. I was a 21-year-old woman alone in this street. I gripped my car keys. A few minutes later, the man came back carrying a cardboard box. It was about the size of a shoebox, but stained and damp on some of the corners. Can you open your car? He asked. I opened the trunk, not wanting that inside my car seats, and he set it in. Alright, there you go, he said. Thanks, I replied. I walked around to the driver's side of the car and opened the door. Oh, and one more thing, he said. I looked at him. Watch out, he said. I didn't reply. I blasted my music as I drove to Jack's house, hoping it would drown out my anxiety. It didn't. I parked my car in the stone driveway and stayed inside the car, admiring the house. It was a huge house, and with stone pillars on the front porch and the greenest grass I've ever seen in my life. I turned the car off and got out. I grabbed the package, walked to the front door, getting the key from where he said it would be. I opened the door and stepped inside, closing it behind me. I thought about what he said about locking the door when I got inside. I thought that was a little overboard, but I stared at the door and something made me reach out and lock it. Good job! Good job! 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2. I walked inside, my feet cushioned by the thick maroon carpet, and admired the inside of the house. All the furniture was wooden and looked incredibly expensive. I would probably finish school a dozen times with the money that I took to furnish this place. I set the package down on the coffee table, and as I walked back to the door, I heard a phone ringing from somewhere inside the house. I froze. In my pocket, my phone buzzed. I took it out to look. Don't answer any calls that aren't from Marvin. I put my phone back and followed the sound of the phone, poking my head into a few different rooms before I found it in the office. I walked over to the desk and looked at the caller ID. Incoming call from Jack. Don't do it. Don't do it. That was odd. I grabbed my phone to look at the message again. I was starting to get a little creeped out and decided I wouldn't answer it just to be safe, and left the house, remembering to lock the door as I left. I'd done this a few more favors for Jack since then. I drove a BMW to a random park in another city, only to get out and drive a different car back to Jack's house. He had me meet one of his employees at lunch, who then gave me a briefcase delivered to the first house I had gone to and told me he would know if I looked inside. On several occasions, he asked me to drive down to the same house and stay with the guy, whose name was Julio, for a certain amount of time. In total, I've made about $3,500. Most recently, Jack asked me to stay in his house overnight. I woke up to a text message from him. I need you to stay the night at my house. I hadn't ever seen him in person, but I had only talked to him on the phone a few times. He proceeded to tell me he would pay me 1,000 to spend the night at the house, provided that I follow a few rules. I drove to his house that evening. The driveway was empty, and it normally was, but the porch light was on. I walked up, unlocked the door, went inside and then locked it again. Everything in the house looked the same. Jack had told me over the phone that he would leave the list of rules on the dining room table. I set my stuff down in the living room. My bags looked like garbage compared to the fancy furniture in there. I wandered into the kitchen and then into the dining room. Sure enough, there was a piece of paper on the wooden table held down by an empty glass. Lock the door when you come in. Did you lock the door? Okay, they locked the door. Only answer calls from Marvin. Don't turn on any faucets between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Don't open the door for anyone, no matter who they say they are, after 10 p.m. If the door to the closet at the end of the hall is open, sleep in the library. If closed, sleep in any of the bedrooms. If the gardener comes at midnight, if he starts knocking on the windows, hide. Turn on the TV and let it play static through the night. Do not forget to do this. Help yourself to anything in the fridge. I'll pay you in the morning. Good night. What? I made sure to follow all the rules. To be honest, I was regretting my decision. But seeing as I was already here, I was getting paid. I decided to stay anyway. I figured as I followed all of the rules, I'd be perfectly fine. Still, it felt a little odd. What was this? A haunted house. Nevertheless, I lounged around the house for a few hours as I was planning on going to sleep. I was going to sleep. Here, around 9, since it's that time that all the weird stuff begins to happen. At 8:50, I brushed my teeth using the faucet for the last time before 9. I checked the closet in the hallway, and upon seeing that it was open, I moved my stuff into the library and got ready to sleep on the couch. I locked two doors just in case and laid on the couch scrolling through my phone. I hadn't gotten any more messages from Jack, and I started to think up scenarios and reasons as to why he had such a strict, peculiar set of rules in this house. I had dozed off at some point because exactly at 10:16 p.m. I woke up with the doorbell ringing. I was about to get up to check, but then I remembered the rule. Don't open the door for anyone, no matter who they say they are, after 10 p.m. I stayed on the couch, trying not to move, paranoid they would hear even the slightest sound. It's the police! Open up! I didn't move. Hello? It's the police! Open up, or we're coming in! I still didn't move, but I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. There was a silence for a while. After that, then the doorbell rang again. Hey, it's Jack! Let me in! It sounded like Jack, but still, I didn't get in. I get in, I didn't get up. He would have a key, wouldn't he? Why would he need me to let him in? This continued for almost a full hour. Different people would ring the doorbell, announce themselves, and disappear when I didn't respond. When I was finally able to sleep and the gardener never came. When I woke up the next morning, I heard someone in the kitchen. I got up slowly and unlocked the door as quietly as possible, taking my phone with me and walking across the living room and into the kitchen. I stopped at the entrance and peered in. It was Jack. He was standing in front of the stove, stirring something as the coffee machine brewed coffee on the counter behind him. Was they not supposed to do that? Did they turn the TV on? Okay. Hey, good morning, he said when he saw me. Hi, I replied, nervous. I hadn't seen him in person before, but he looked exactly like his pictures online. Scrambled eggs? He asked, motioning to the pan with a wooden spoon. Yeah, thanks, I replied, walking over to take the plate from him. I ate my breakfast and drank some coffee in silence. So how was it? He asked. It was okay. Nothing super freaky happened, I replied. Cool, he replied. There is an awkwardness in the room. I think I'm gonna go now. I have class. I trailed off. I didn't, but I really wanted to get out of there. Oh no, yeah, sure. I'll talk to you some other time, he replied. I grabbed my stuff and he walked me to my car. I could see him standing in the driveway staring at me as I left. When I got home, I unpacked all my stuff and noticed that I still had the list with me. I sat on my bed and read it again. I felt my body tense up as I realized I had forgotten something. Turn the TV on and let the static and play on static through the night. Do not forget this. Turn the TV on and let it play on static through the night. Do not forget this. Do not forget this. I stared at the words until they lost meaning. Beside me, my phone buzzed, snapping me back to reality. It was a $1,000 payment. $1,000 payment. I looked at my phone and then back to the list. Maybe it wasn't an important step. As I was thinking this over, a text came from Jack. I'm not in town right now. I should be back next week. So you're free from running any more errands for me until then. Just sent the payment. Go do something fun. I stared at the message and read it again, and once more for good measure. I'm not in town right now. I thought back to this morning how Jack was in the house, how he gave me breakfast. I'm not in town right now. Within minutes, a new text came in with a number I didn't recognize. Did you forget to do something? Winky. The text is followed by a picture of Jack, or whoever this version of Jack was, standing in front of the TV. I didn't respond. Next came another picture. This one was outside of my house. Outside of my house. It was followed by another text. Watch out. Turn the TV on, idiot. Spooky. I guess the spirits send winky faces. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. This one is Scariest Story 2019, Most Immersive Story 2019, November 20. It's short. It's not short. She sold happiness in glass jars. Yawn. We will read one more. We'll read one more. Which one do you guys want me to read the mostest? We'll read one more, okay? Uno mas. The longest one. No, don't do that to me. An SCP? I do need to go pee, but I'll go pee after. Ayo. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? I'm not gonna read that one because I like having my lights on, and if I read something where I shouldn't have my lights on, I'm gonna be scared. Oh, I'm not gonna turn my lights off. I'm not gonna turn my lights off. My lights are staying on. Nope. You can ridicule me all you want. I'm not turning my lights off, dummies. No, stupid. Haha. Nope. If power goes out, then the stream stops, dummy. Remember to turn the TV on. Yeah. I won't forget. Okay. What about my my job is watching a woman trapped in a room. This one isn't kind of short. It's a series. Part 2. Part 2. There's nothing in my closet. There's no sharks in the bathtub, lady. Space squirrel. Do you love this story? You actually like this one? This one? Shall we read it? Or maybe SCP? What SCP one shall we read? I've really read so many SCP articles though. Which one? Vote. Boat. You better boat. You better boat right now, you little boat. There's no room under my bed. The glowing eyes under my bed are my dog. Should actually sleep under there. Boat. Okay, what should we do? Seinfeld theme. Hey, oh. Among Us? The Among Us one is gonna be hilarious though. No, it was deleted. They deleted Among Us. Among Us is no more. I see 2 999s. Okay, let's find SCP. Yeah! My Vicky. My water bottle. SCP-999. Okay. So, this is SCP-999. Object class is safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-999 is allowed to freely roam the facility should it desire to, but otherwise must stay in its pen either between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for sleeping, or during emergency lockdowns for its own safety. Air. Subject is not allowed out of its pen at night or off facility grounds at any time. Pen is to be kept clean and food replaced twice daily. All personnel are allowed inside SCP-999's holding area, but only if they are not assigned to other tasks at the time, or if they are on break. Subject is to be played with when bored and spoken in a calm, non-threatening tone. Description: SCP-999 appears to be a large, amorphous...
Amorphous.
I got it! Amorphous! Gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime, weighing about 54 kilograms, which is 128 pounds, with a consistency similar to that of peanut butter. The subject size... Yeah, I got it! Nailed it! Yeah! Oh my god. Wait, did I say... What?
Gelatinous.
Oh, it's gelatinous. 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 That's a dumb way to say it. Where were we? Peanut butter. Subject size and shape is very easily malleable and can change shape at all. At all? At will. Though when at rest, SCP-999 becomes a rounded oblate dome, roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height. The surface of SCP-999 consists of a thin, transparent membrane similar to that of an animal cell, roughly. Is this even scary? Okay, he dies in a tickle fight. Then why would people recommend this? This is not even scary. A 089 089 Is it 089? No, 087 7. Yabe! Elucid. How do you say this word? Huh? You? How do you say that word? Euclid? Euclid? Is it Euclid? Euclid. 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 SCP-087 is located on the campus of Redacted. The doorway leading to SCP-087 is constructed of reinforced steel with electro-release lock mechanism. It has been disguised to resemble a janitorial closet consistent with the design of the building. The lock mechanism on the doorknob will not release until redacted volts are... You can't do anything about these, right? Yeah, are applied in the conjunction with counterclockwise rotation of the key. The inside of the door is lined with 6 centimeters of industrial foam padding. Due to the results of final exploration, no personnel are permitted access to SCP-087. Description: SCP-087 is an unlit platform staircase. Stairs descend on a 38-degree angle for 13 steps before reaching a semicircular platform of approximately 3 meters in diameter. Descent direction rotates 180 degrees at each platform. The design of SCP-087 limits subjects to visual range of approximately 1.5 flights. A light source is required for any subjects exploring SCP-087, as there are no lighting fixtures or windows present. Lighting sources brighter than 75 watts have shown to be ineffective, as SCP-087 seems to absorb light. Subjects report and audio recordings confirm the distressed vocalizations from what is presumed to be a child between the ages of blank and blank. The source of distress calls is estimated to be located approximately 200 meters below the initial platform. However, any attempts to descend the stairs have failed to bring subjects closer to the source. The depth of descent calculated from Exploration 4. The longest exploration is shown to be far beyond the possible structure of both the building and geological surroundings. At this time, it is unknown if SCP-087 has an endpoint. SCP-087 has undergone 4 video recorded explanations by Class D personnel. Each subject conducting an exploration has encountered SCP-0871, which appears to have a face with no visible pupils, nostrils, or mouth. The nature of SCP-0871 is entirely unclear, but it has been determined that if it is... I'm starting to get really bad at reading. It's entirely unclear, but it has been determined that it is not the source of bleeding. Subjects exhibit feelings of intense paranoia and fear when faced with SCP-0871, but it's undetermined whether said feelings are abnormal or simply natural reactions. I can't read anymore. I start talking like this.
Addendum. Addendum.
Addendum. Over a period of 2 weeks following excavation 4, several members of the staff and students from the redacted campus reported knocking at a variable rate of 1 to 2 seconds per knock, coming from the interior of SCP-087. The door leading to SCP-087 has been fitted with 6 centimeter thick industrial padding. All reports of knocking has ceased. Oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi if you're going to sleep. Boring. Gon. Haha. Look up scary pictures. I don't want to look up scary pictures. I want to read. Yeah, let's get a bit smart. Anything else? I don't want to read the document. Kabate-san. Is this on safe for work? Is this on safe for YouTube? Is it? Is safe? Safer. It's okay? Okay. We'll read this on and then done, okay? Then done, okay? Here's my story. Be 16, be black, and have family down in Alabama. They farm and own a huge amount of land down in Huntsville. Uncle owns a big house and a bunch of trailers they put out in the woods for hunting or camping. Down south, cousins suggest that we go out there to camp. Now I'm a city kid from Chicago, so they tease the frick out of me. Collect food, kill a pig and some chickens, bring in the necessities to camp out for a few days. We get to camp and it's obvious something is weird. Air has a weird electric smell like right before a storm, like ozone. We think nothing of us and pack. I just want to talk like this because I can't speak anymore. Okay. Alright, let's do some normal speaking instead of just reading. We should just like talk normally and just like talk to each other because I'm the more I start reading, the more like the words in my brain become mumbled and jumbled. Can I stop talking? Nope. The words won't stop coming out of my mouth like diarrhea. Alright, what have you guys been up to today? I was like hanging out with like my sister like all day today. It was very fun. I have to pee. Am I a guy? Yeah. I'm a guy. I'm guy forever. Use a water bottle, go pee. Oh my god, you're a genius. Okay, let's do it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Isn't it? Okay, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk about what I was just gonna say. Goodbye it? Ah, gross. Yuck. Shoo, bye bye. New scary story. There once was a fox that needed to go pee but never got the chance. The end. Wow, so scary. And I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I can't believe that fox never was able to go pee. I don't have pee bottles under my desk. You know what I have under my desk? I have like keyboard stuff under my desk. I have a keyboard. I have a hair tie. And I have keycaps. A yellow hair tie is under my desk. Am I just afraid going near the bathtub? No, I'm not afraid of the bathtub, lady. There's nothing wrong with the bathtub. We already went over this. What? Okay. Okay. What the? When was the last time I showered? Earlier today. I showered earlier today. Okay. I had to clean the bathroom all by myself because my brother kept asking me, he's like, when are you gonna clean the bathroom? So I started cleaning the bathroom, then he yelled at me. He was like, no, I was supposed to clean the counter. You're supposed to clean the toilet and the shower. But then he didn't even end up cleaning those things, so I ended up cleaning the entire bathroom myself. Is my brother single? Yeah. Yes, please make my Oni-chan happy. Please. Okay, let's continue reading, okay? I think I've gotten all this stuff out of my brain. Is he hot? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't find my siblings attractive. My. Okay, if I do that, I might puke. Okay. Alright. Think of it, and then pack and go down to a little creek to swim for a few hours. All of a sudden, some older white guy and a white teenager come out of the bushes. He ties a shotgun in the crook of his arm and says hello, and asks us what we're doing this far back in the woods. Tell him about my uncle, who he knows, and says we're camping out. He tells us we need to be real careful out here and stick together. There's a big animal in the woods. His son, who is my age, asks if he can stay and hang out with us. He says, okay. I'm going to stop green texting because the story is fairly long and the format is harder to write in. So we end up playing football. Messing around with me, there's this white kid, Tanner, 5 of my cousins, and then 4 of their friends. In total, there were 5 girls and 6 boys. We were all around 15 to 17. I think I've read this before! We ended up just messing the day away. So we head back to the camp and pull out some stuff for the campfire, even though the trailers both had kitchenettes. Then Tanner says that the family's property sits up against my uncle's. He wants to run home and asks Dad if he can come out camping with us. My cousin Rooster says he's going to go with him since it's going to get dark soon. One of the girls also wants to tag along. It's about 7 o'clock and it's starting to get dark. They take flashlights and take the trail toward Tan's property. The rest of us chill. We make s'mores, drink, and kiss on the girls. About 30 or 40 minutes later, there's a smell of ozone again. You could smell it over the smell of fire we had started. This really nasty, coppery smell, like right after you've had a nosebleed and stopped. It wasn't exactly like dried blood, but it was this nasty metallic back of your throat smell. We immediately think it's some kind of electrical malfunction, or someone left a hot plate on or something. We search the trailers and nothing is on, and we can all smell it. All of a sudden we can hear people booking down the path toward us, and Rooster, Tan, and the girl all come running into the clearing out of breath. They don't even break stride. They all run into the trailer right by where the fire is. We all get the frick out of here and into the trailers. They end up calming down. Even Rooster is crying his frickin' eyes out at this point. All the while, the fire is getting lower and lower. So my other cousins say frick it and are about to go outside to get the generator out of the shed between the trailers. Tanner says, "Heck no! Lock the front door. Ain't nobody else going outside." He's been crying too, and his eyes are bloodshot and puffy, and his pants are dirty as heck. He goes on to tell us tell us that they went up to his house. His father said sure he could go out camping, but to make sure they were careful on his way back, and maybe they should take one of his hunting rifles in case. Evidently, Tanner had seen something in the yard a few days before. One of their pigs had come up, ripped up in half and eaten. They assumed it was some big cats or coyotes. Chupacabra! Even though they don't usually frick with live animals. El chupacabra! Yeah! And when he had gone upstairs and packed his stuff and told his dad they would be okay without the rifle because coyotes avoid people. So they started walking back toward where they were camping. So, Rooster finally stops crying and shaking the girl already had, but she was just staring out the window with a dumb look on her face. He says they had gotten halfway into the woods toward the camp when they started hearing something in the forest. It was almost pitch black by then, so they weren't sure at first what the heck it was. The girl says she heard something in the bushes right off the trail, and they all beamed their flashlights over there, and there was something standing back in the woods in a little hollow. Rooster said they shouted at him and told him he was scaring the crap out of him, and what a meanie butt he was. Flawless censorship. He says that that's when they realized the guy was facing away from them. So they kept walking and they started smelling this nasty coppery ozone smell. They said that they look off the forest on the opposite side, and it's a dude standing in the forest backwards, slightly closer to the path. I had to sneeze. So now they start power walking and Tan keeps going. I should have taken the heckin' rifle. As they're telling this story, the smell is super strong even inside the cabin. They say that they started walking faster. A kind of low gibbering had started coming from both sides of the wood. As they started booking it towards the trailer, the girl said she had flashed her flashlight into the woods on the side of them, and they saw something jerking itself through the woods. The gibbering got louder and louder, and when they could see the light from a campfire, something had come out of the woods and about 40 yards behind them onto the track. And they just flat out ran as fast as they could to the trailer. So we're out in the frickin' woods, and we're assuming at this point it's some rednecks or something trying to mess with us. All of a sudden, my other cousin Junior starts going on about how he went to school with a native kid and he's telling him about Goat Man or something. We probably tell him to shut the frick up because we don't need any spooky talk right now. Yeah, shut up, Junior, you idiot, you stupid. But he keeps going on and on about it's the frickin' Goat Man, how we're in his woods and blah blah blah. And at this point, Taiwan ain't heard of Goat Man. Now at this point, welcome to Flea. Now at this time, I never heard of this Goat Man or any of that. But then a couple years ago, the year before I graduated from college, I heard of Minnum. And I ended up asking him about it. And to sum it up, it's basically a freaking man with the head of a goat, and he can shapeshift and gets among groups of people to terrorize them. It's supposed to be kind of like the Wendigo, and it's bad mojo to even talk about it, and gets even worse if you see it. Ba 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 ba. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and look at it. Keep in mind, I didn't know this back when I was 16. So my cousin is going, the goat man's gonna get it in and freaking get us. The girls are all terrified. My cousins are all freaking trying to figure out if it's just some hillbillies or it's some animal. So all of a sudden the smell goes away. Like, to this day, I haven't experienced anything like it. Like, usually the smells fade away or lessen. It was literally just... So all of a sudden the smell goes away. Like, to this day, I haven't even experienced anything like it. Like, usually smells fade away or lessen. It was literally, was there 1 second and then not the second. Okay. So after an hour, making it around 9 or 10, we stopped pooping bricks enough to go back outside and stroke the fire again. We figure it's just some butthole trying to mess with us, so we don't go back home, because if we think we do, they'll chase us through the woods or something. Nothing else crazy happens, nothing else weird happens at night. We stay another night, and as the main part of the night, nothing happens. At about 1 in the morning, we're outside getting drunk and telling ghost stories. As someone is finishing some too spooky story I don't remember what about, the smell comes back. It's so freaking strong that one of the girls starts literally vomiting. I stand up. You can actually feel how clammy the air is. I say we should get inside and that this isn't right. We should have just freaking left. We all go back inside and we're standing around. My cousin just keeps going on and on about she's a goat man. And my cousin Rooster tries to tell him to shut the heck up. While all the while I'm feeling that something is wrong. And I can't figure out what the heck it is. We end up sitting in there for a while. The smell is just as strong. We're all terrified and huddled in this camper. We end up cooking brats. What is brats? For everybody, because nobody wants to go outside. It's one of those packs with 4 brats. We have a total of 3 packs. I grill them up on the stove and give everyone a hot dog.
Welcome to Flea.
Yay, thank you. I get mine. After a while, one of my cousins gets up and goes over to the pup to get another one. He starts... Oh, I know, bratwurst, but sausage! He starts grumbling about how I get 2 brats and everyone else only gets 1. I look at him like he's freaking stupid. I tell him that everybody only got 1 because there are only 12, and if he wants more, he should open up a new pack and cook some more. That's when the girl had been out with Rooster and Tan just starts screaming, "Oh Jesus, oh Lord, get it out!" She's crying and screaming and shivering, and it dawns on the cousin standing up what the heck is wrong. Me and him glance around the room and I feel my heart freaking sink. I run out of the cabin and the girl runs out with us. The trailer door is banging against the side of the trailer as everybody books it out of the cabin. Huh? What happened? One of my cousin's friend asks us what's wrong. I start counting us. There's only 11 now. I kid you not, my cousin verified. There had been 12 people in the cabin, but being that everybody didn't really know each other too well, nobody really noticed the whole freaking time that there was an extra person. I've read this before, and then I realized earlier that I had kind of noticed something was off. You know how when you're just messing around, having a good time, you don't sweat the smallest of crap, so you don't always keep track of certain stuff? I'm dead sure that somebody else had been in the trailer with us, and then they had been there for at least a freaking day eating with us. What makes it worse, I could figure out which one. I could figure out which one because I don't think anyone ever actually interacted with the other person / the goat man. How much longer? I read this one. It's so long. Holy Lord. Okay. Halfway through. Halfway through. Halfway through. The girl kept praying to Jesus while we're all sitting outside. Eventually we get these big sticks and go back in the cabin, but there's nobody there. We count again, there's 11 people. We go back into the trailer and lock the door. We explained what the heck happened. The girl says she realized it too, and that he was about to say something. The person sitting next to her grabbed her leg and leaned over toward her and said something she couldn't understand. So we were pretty much scared the crap as we huddled together. I fall asleep. When I wake up, the sun is just coming up and half of the people are asleep while the other half are packing our stuff up. We all went back home, but like 4 people want to stay until the sun is all the way up. And some people think that we're just messing around and still want to stay at the trailers. I just wanted to get the heck out of the woods. The girl's name was Kiara. No, not Kiara. Keira. Keira? Keira. The one that the goat man had touched. Kiara. I asked her if she really thinks it was something bad. And she says she just wants to go home and doesn't want to be out in the woods alone for another night. Kiara. I said Kiara. So we decided to split up. The 4 that want to go can go, but I have to say because I have the keys to the cabin, it's my uncle's and I have to lock up. I'm super mad at this point because I feel like people aren't taking this crap seriously, and I definitely didn't want to be out in the woods for another night. I spent the rest of the day trying to convince the half of the people, now 4 girls and 4 guys, to get the heck out of Dodge. Get the heck out of Dodge. Tanner leaves with them to go get a rifle and says he's going to be back. So there's just 7 of us left by 4 p.m. At around 5 p.m. he hasn't made it back yet, and we're getting extremely freaking antsy. And the only reason I stopped begging them to go back is because he went to get a gun. It's about 5:30 p.m. or so, and the one cousin that said he stays, says that the girl, Keira, is outside. We all look outside, and sure enough, she's standing by the fire pit with the back to the cabin. I'm thinking to myself, if she was so freaking scared, why the heck would she come back? I get this nasty feeling in my gut. Keep in mind, the whole time, the coppery smell has been gone. Now I realize I can smell just a twinge of it. I say this to the rest of them and of everybody, and that these are the people that wanted to stay in the freaking woods. And after we had the goddamn goat man in our midst, among us, is laughing at me and asking if I set this up to scare them. I'm looking at them like I'm not freaking messing around with you at all right now. Haha, censorship. I asked them why the heck would I do that. So one of the girls goes outside to get Why is it so hard to say this name for me? Kiera. Well, it's typoed. It's actually typoed. Look, this is K-I-E-R-A. This is K-E-I-R-A. It's Keira. She gets halfway to her and stops cold. Keira starts heaving. I don't know how the frick to describe it. Like, it's like some sort of someone had their back turned and was laughing without actually making any sound. It was this fact that made me realize that there was not a freaking sound in the whole woods. It was dead silent. This is like later in September, but so it's still fairly hot at the time. There are some super chilly days too, and you could usually hear big heckin' geese honking or some kind of birds or squirrels chit-chatting. So I step out of the door and tell her to come back in the frickin' trailer right now. God dang it! God dang nabbit! She backs up to the trailer and we lock the door. We pull down all the shades except one and put a guy there in the chair to watch her. She's standing there for another 20 minutes ago. The guy turns to say that she's still there. There's a huge freaking bang on the door. We all jump up and scramble out around the living room of the trailer. The banging is really loud. So now my cousin is holding one of the girls, and the other 2 are kind of giggling with nervous laughter. And me and the other 2 are like crapping bricks. Then we hit Tan. He's screaming. Let me the frick in! Stop fricking around! So we go over to the door and open it, and he stumbles in with the rifle. There's nobody else outside. Evidently, he had walked up with the campsite. Nothing weird happened in the forest, but he had seen a girl. Mind you, he said it was not K-Ross standing there. When he had gotten to the edge of the clearing, she had turned towards him with a slack-jawed look and stared him down, slowly tracking him as he walked around the outside of the clearing towards the camp. He said it wasn't until he was almost halfway to the trailer that he had realized she was getting closer to him. She had started off by the fire, and without him even seeing her move, she had been inching closer. He said he just ran the rest of the way back to the cabin thinking it would open, and when he got to the door and it was locked, he turned like he was about half the distance to the door. He looks around the room and he gets super pale. He pulls me to the side and whispers in my ear, "You know there are only 7 of us in here, right? I get that feeling when your stomach drops to your nuts." Ha! Can't relate. I had been back inside the trailer when we were sorting out who was going where, and we all went outside to talk earlier in the day. It has just slipped right back in. We looked out the window and there's nobody there. So we recount everyone, and then basically I go over and ask everyone how many people were here earlier. Everybody says 8. I say, well, how many are there now? They all do the count and realize there are only 7 people in the cabin. But they only said it was 7 before. So Tan had brought back a couple of boxes of ammo in his rifle. He had told his dad that there was some kind of animal in the forest because he didn't think his dad would believe him if he said it was the goat man. He says that his cousin is supposed to be coming down in a few hours, and that in the morning we can all go back to his place and his cousin will drive us home. Now I'm really, really scared, but at least I feel better because we can be American and shoot the heck out of whatever it is if it comes back. Okay. Stretch. Stretch. Remember to stretch. America. But then my cousin gets in this huge argument with one of the girls because she thinks that I'm trying to be funny and prank them, and she's really getting scared that I'm not funny. He keeps telling her I'm not that kind of I'm not that kind of person. She says, well, how do you know that girl wasn't just Tanner in a wig? How do you know that girl just wasn't Tanner in a wig? Or if it's really the goat man, how do we know that this is the real Tanner and that the goat man just didn't kill Tanner in the woods and take his gun? Oh my god. So we get into this huge argument about this where me and Tanner are like, we could seriously be in danger because at the very least someone has to be sneaking themselves into our trailer without us knowing and mingling with us, and at worst, something bad is in the forest messing with us. One of the girls is crying, saying she wants to go right now, and we're trying to tell her she shouldn't because none of us are walking through the forest in the middle of the night. At some point the sun is starting to go down and it's getting a little cloudy out. We eat something and turn on the radio for a while, but we can't really get a station out here with anything decent. So we turn it off, and about the time that Tan's cousin shows up, he's like 19, I think. At this point, the sun is barely over the horizon, and he has one of those heavy-duty lantern flashlights and another rifle. He walks up to the trailer, and we whisper to Tan, asking if he's sure that's his cousin. He says yes. The guy looks behind him and all around the camp, then walks in. He kind of glances at all of us and looks a little confused. He says, where's your other little buddy at? I figured she would meet me up at the cabin. Is she a little slow or something? He also asked whether we had been cooking blood in the cabin because it smelled like blood in hot pans all the way up the trail. We were all like, nope. But we asked him what he's talking about with the girl he saw. He had come down the same trail Tan had been using, and he'd come up on one of Yu's guy's buddies. Standing in the middle of the trail looking at him slack-jawed. He had asked her a bunch of questions, but all she did was just look at him. Then she smiled at him and he said he kept walking. She couldn't seem to keep up with him and kept lagging a little behind him. He said he asked her if she was hurt or something and if she needed any help, but she had continued to stare. Eventually, he had been walking and turned around a bend in the trail. Water is not gonna help my hiccups. It's air. It's like a burp. It's not an actual hiccup. A bend in the trail. A bend in the trail. But when he turned around and went back to see if she was okay, the trail was empty. He had assumed he had taken the shortcut through the woods to our trailer. We tell him the whole story of what's going on. I have expected him to say we're full of crap, but he just listened and sat down on the couches in the living room. Tanner's cousin gets back to the girl. He says when he tried carrying the lag behind him, it kind of weirded him the heck out. So he tried to keep her in front of him no matter how slow she walked. She was always lagging a little behind, and that he smelled this nasty smell, and the stronger as he got to the camp. Eventually he got really strong. She had said something really low that he didn't catch, and when he turned around, she had been right the heck up on him, and he had stepped back from her. Oh. It was at this point he asked her if she was okay, and if she wasn't, he had to carry her back the rest of the way. She just kept staring. He said he reached out for her as to grab her onto the shoulder, but he must have misjudged the distance, because she was off to the side where he had put his hand, like he had moved when she was looking dead at her. So at this point, we know this crap's real, unless Tan is playing a joke, which we can tell he's not, because he's almost pooping his pants. Peeing his pants. Almost done? Almost done! Right here. So they load up the rifles. We eat some more, and we just kind of sit around until 11. To this freaking day, every time I think about this, I really pray to God that it's some huge prank and my cousins played on me. It just never revealed, so I would crap myself for the rest of my life. At around 11, the stink of copper turns into actual nasty, gross blood-like smell, like cooking blood or singed hair. Tan and his cousin, Reese, get the heck up instantly and grab the rifles. There's like a half knocking, half clawing at the door, and I crapping out there's his voice, and it sounds like when you see those YouTube cats and dogs whose owners teach them how to talk. It says in this halting, weirdly toned voice, "Let me the heck in. Stop hecking around. Heckin' playing." It made my freaking nuts creep up against my body, and one of the girls just starts crying and calling on Jesus. It was so obviously not a person talking. I didn't have the right cadence, and some crap that I'd never realized until that moment. But all people have a certain cadence when they talk, no matter what language. All people have a certain kind of rhythm to talking. That crap didn't have any cadence or rhythm, like one of those YouTube cats. That's what the heck it sounded like outside the door. So now I'm in full terror mode. We keep yelling outside, "Who is it? Stop hecking around, man." I just keep saying in or let me the heck in for almost 15 minutes. A YouTube link that I'm not gonna click. It sounded like this almost, just not funny. Sorry for being on a tangent, but you can't imagine how this crap sounded. Then you can't imagine how fricked up the whole situation was. So then the smell goes away for a while, and for the next hour or so you can hear someone basically creeping around in the woods and crap. Every minute they'll come back to the door and say something. Finally, when the smell fades away, it's about 2 in the morning. Reese says, "Man, heck this!" and opens the door and walks outside with the rifle. He fires a shot in the air and says something to the effect of, "In the name of Jesus Christ, go away!" He fires 2 more times, and then from the woods right up to the river, right against the river across from the trailer, it sounds like something is slowly gibbering and hooting. Then it starts screaming. It almost sounds like a woman and a cat in a bag screaming together. Like, I seriously have never heard anything like that. You can hear the brush over the way that it starts to shake. Reese fires over the tree line and starts backing into the house. We lock the door. We can hear this shoot. We can hear this crap keening and screaming. Reese says something had come out of the bushes super low to the ground and crawling towards the cabin. He had shot at it. Shoot! Pretty much that was how the rest of the night went. It was literally screaming constantly for the next 2 hours. We could hear crap moving outside the tree line. But I never came back up to the cabin until everyone had finally fallen asleep. Tan had been sitting in the chair watching the door with his rifle. Nobody else heard or saw this, but he told me 2 days later after the whole thing was over. I'm pretty sure there's like gonna be another person in the room, right? This is how it ends. That Tanner, like he's like, yeah, there's like someone else in the room with us the entire time. That's how it's gonna end, right? He told me he had been nodding off after the scream and the noises finally stopped, and he had been almost asleep when he saw someone come out of the bathroom and then lay down in the middle of the floor and go to sleep. He just assumed that one of us, and he had nodded off. Then he said he kind of realized something was wrong. While pretending to be sleeping, he counted us. There were got him. There were 9 people in the cabin. He basically didn't want to just shoot at the frickin' thing in the cabin and have it kill us all then and there, or have Reese wake up and start shooting and then we kill ourselves. So he just stayed awake all night pretending to be asleep. He said sometimes it would stand up and kind of do this weird jittery thing or heave like it was laughing, but then it would lay back down. The story closes pretty weak because from my perspective, nothing happened. We woke up and then I noticed Tanner was a little jittery. He'd been avoiding looking at all of us. But he ate some breakfast, packed up and started walking to his house. He stayed last in the cabin until he'd lock up and bring me my uncle's keys. So he started walking and he'd catch up, which I didn't really want to frickin' do. So he got a little bit up the path, and when he came running up, basically we just jogged back to his house. His cousin took us home. There was a window in the bathroom. Tan had gone up to lock up and looked in there. We were too stupid to lock a screenless window. The window was up when he went up in there. I'm guessing he had been doing that all along, waiting for us to fall asleep or slip up and then getting in among us. It walked with us all the way back to the house, and then he said it lagged to the back of the group and looked him dead in the eyes before walking back into the woods. The end! The end! Wah! The end. What do you guys think? Pretty good, huh? My throat is a little bit hoarse. It is a little bit nay. Alright, we read super chat. Tolkage donated €5. Hey, hi! Gonna have fun jeans tonight? I hope so. Zirky4 donated $50. Early spooky kana, nearly 9 months in advance. By the way, just do what you like to make stream enjoyable. We have more fun watching. You have fun than you are being stressed. Thank you, Zergy. I really appreciate it. I just feel like I really do get stressed out a lot when I postpone or cancel streams. You have no idea how much it actually stresses the heck out of me. Because I just I don't know how to describe it. Like I feel like I'm letting you all down. So I don't want to do that, you know? And streaming is fun for me too. But I really hate that I can't like stay up, and I want to be like the best that I could be. You know, I want to be the best I could be for all of you. So yeah, that's why I postponed yesterday. I'm sorry. I want to become more consistent, so I have to fix my sleep schedule. Yeah. Ed the Insmothor donated MX50. Man, I wish I wasn't broke already. Nani-o? What does that mean? Vera Michael donated Rube 100. What does this say? Sorry, I hiccuped again. I can't click it. Translate.
Этот чат захвачен русскими.
It translates to this chat is captured by Russians. Da. Is that how you say? Da. You say yes? Da. Da.
Da.
Da. Yes. Thank you. Lola Ferret donated $5 and then they all lived happily ever after. And that never happened. That never happened. Thank you. Thank you. This user does not exist, donated $10. Hey kitty, I'm not a cat! I can't stick around this time, but I wanted to leave you with something. Enjoy your night. Thank you. Thank you. Martin Von Saberwolf donated $2. A good creepypasta I liked is called How to Survive Hell. Ooh, maybe next time then. How to Survive Hell. Okay, maybe next time then. Thank you. Rid Juan has become fleet. Thank you so much, Rid Juan. Matt Pei Exoto has become fleet. Thank you so much. Welcome. Lola Ferret donated $10. Everyone must raise the floof so our goddess can sleep soundly. Thank you so much. Thank you. Darkrai Dragon donated $20. Thanks for making my overnight shift more entertaining. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad my small reading stream could make it easier to endure. You know? Yeah. Capt Smollett has become fleet. Thank you. Welcome to fleet. Angel Tiger has fleet. Thank you, fleet. Benji has fleet. Yes, you do. Thank you. Welcome. Rayard donated $5. Fun story time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lola Ferret donated $10. Just a message to say you did a great effort at reading and may your sleep be comfy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Arigato. White Rabbit has become fleet. Thank you so much. Josh Lovett donated $5. This is the first stream I'm gonna watch to the end. I typically get bored during them, but you're really fun to watch. Really? I feel like this stream was like one of the more lower energy streams that I have. So I'm really glad that you enjoyed this kind of stream. I'm actually glad. Thank you. Did you guys enjoy this kind of stuff? Do you want to see more of like reading or whatever? Or What do you think? Do you want more higher energy stuff? Donated $5 Thank you for the stream and the creepypasta readings. It was spooky and fun. Yeah, I was getting scared during some of them. I was like, and it was like sometimes the creepiness was like, it got to me. But I'm very easily scared. So, yeah. Everyone said yes. You guys are so nice. You guys are so nice. Thank you. The sugar daddy one scared you, but really, I got unnerved by the one that was crawling on the thing, the house. The first one you read. White Rabbit donated $5 Here's $5 because you deserve it. Thank you, White Rabbit. You're so sweet. Thank you. Sivan Alexandria donated $5. Thanks for the creepy stories. Now I'm gonna have nightmares. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Lola Ferret donated $5. More reading would be fun. You think so? What should we read next time then? Maybe something not creepy because creepy is creepy. Thank you though. Thank you. Okay, that's it. I'm sweaty. Cause you're sweaty. It's me. I'm sweaty. Creepy is creepy. It's true. Chrono Cell donated $10. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, I'm not gonna turn off my light next time. Who do you think I am? Someone who's brave? Never ever. Nope. Alright. Oh, I know it was a New Year's resolution, but I'm stinky. I suck. Okay. There's one thing I wanted to say, and it's Oh, well, I guess this is not. This is kind of like end screen. But everyone, thank you for coming to my stream. Remember to join the Discord, everyone, because the Discord's cool, and I'm always in my Discord like all the time. So it'd be nice. It would be really nice if you guys could join the Discord, okay? Please? Talk to me! Come play BDO with me! Okay, I'm just kidding. Anyway. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I actually want to get an end screen soon. So, I pinned the description, the link to the Discord in the pinned message. You can click that and just like join. Be sure to click the heart and then you verify and you get into the server and stuff. Yeah, cool. And then be sure to brush your teeth. Go to sleep on time and to stretch and love yourself. Love yourself. 'Cause you're deserving. Anyway, yeah, I love you. Thank you all for watching me, okay? Thank you. Thank you for putting up with my crap all the time. Thank you, everyone. Otsukana. Bye, everyone. Bye. See you next time, okay? Bye.